Welcome back to JHL Cinema Clash. Today we'll be doing recent rumors on the MCU, confirmed projects by the DCU and Netflix. We'll start off with the confirmed project from Netflix. There'll be a live action Captain Planet series set to release. It says end of 2026 or early 2027. I'm going to be honest, I was reading up on it. They haven't even reached the cast. Right now they're in the script.
Okay.
So they're not even up to that point. So I'm seeing more like early 2027, maybe even mid 2027. What do you guys think? I'm excited.
So
I
is
used to
this
like Captain
so is
Planet.
this gonna be like more of a movie style or episode that you know of?
Episode series. It's gonna be a
So,
series.
like I've always said, when there's stuff like that, they can get away with a lot of stuff. Now it all depends how if they want to make it more kid friendly or they want to make it a little bit more to the darker, more adult vibe to it, but still have that like kid into it. It all depends because you still have good villains that are there, and he was all about protecting the planet, all the power of I think it was the rings and shit like that. So like I said, it has to have a balance at least of are we playing it safe for children for like the age of 10 and down, or is it going to be more for our era for the 90s? You understand? Because we know who Captain Planet do it is. Yeah, so
funny enough, I don't recall these cartoons 100%, but when Hyro was telling me earlier about it and I looked up the image of it, it brought back a little memory of me at some point seeing this because I could recall the kids holding up the rings up like this and then the whole Captain Planet thing. But it almost seems to me like one of those Disney shows. Like, have you ever seen?
It was in the running, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to me like that would probably be something what they would. It's just hard to see them do that for adults. Like that's the whole storyline of saving the.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Remember, it's Netflix, so you know the special effects are gonna be fire
on point. Yeah,
and something I give Netflix, right? They made Avatar, which was a kid show, an animated kid show. Anime, if you want to put it in the anime category, it's more animated than anime. But they made that into where grown-ups like it. And they also did that with One Piece, where it's an anime that adults love. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they can even do it like the Power Rangers. It's a show, so they can do it like that Power Ranger vibe, but with the CGI more updated. And something with that vibe would be good too. It could catch the eyes of the adults and the kids also. But like I said, it all depends what type of audience they're trying to capture.
That's the
goal.
I don't think it's the CGI that I would be more concerned about. It's more so just the storyline, right? Like that whole saving the planet from the people who are destroying it. It just seems something like you would throw in there as an educational show for kids.
So I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
But it's nostalgic.
More like Shazam type vibe than
also they
actual superheroes.
They also have to be careful if they CGIing Captain Planet because that's where they could have their fall off too if they make him look funny looking.
I don't know. The thing is, it's hard for me not to say Netflix is top tier CGI because
they're top.
I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and the way they had those rocks moving and the wind and everything that has to do with Avatar, the way they made that move and the way the CGI looked amazing. I can do One Piece as well. The CGI to that looks amazing. The way the smoker would just be smoke at a second and then become a full human. That shit was fire, bro. Their CGI is top tier.
To add something before we move on to the next topic, but I think Netflix is probably one of the few studios that is making series with the same quality you see in the big screen for actual movies. Like they are able to compete with the likes of Marvel and DC in terms of their CGI. So honestly, it's hard to see them miss. And then obviously this is a nostalgic show. So
you're
going to have a lot of people
in reference to CGI, they don't miss. Let's see, to your point, their story, because it could be a miss altogether on that point, you know, where
Yeah.
the story's off or they changed characters because they had, like we were discussing, they had different nationalities playing each person on there. I
Yeah.
just hope they don't change that aspect too, because I thought that was dope too, where they had Asian person, a black guy, a Spanish guy, a white guy. They had it all. They had all the colors in there. I thought that was a dope capture back in our time, you know. Um, I really hope they keep that vibe to it. That they're not changing genders and none of that stuff neither, bro. Um, but on to the DCU, man. I'm excited and well, I'm not excited for the show that they're. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this. So James Gunn confirmed, out of all things, that he's gonna have a Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show, where Skylar Gisondo will reprise his role as Jimmy Olsen, which he was already in Superman, and then Jimmy Tatro will be the voice actor of Gorilla Grodd. Um, so I've heard different news takes where they are saying the reason he's putting out low tier heroes or shows, you want to say, because of the merger of Paramount and Warner Brothers, where they're not allowed to make those bigger movies like Wonder Woman and Batman. But at the same time, besides Superman, I think we've had a few misses where Supergirl was the worst. It was the worst Superman. It was the worst superhero movie in the last 20 years. Let's just put it like that. Lowest grossing at least.
I would say
What do you guys think?
second to Green Lantern, but it is a bad movie, man.
Well,
And I
no,
honestly,
it's confirmed. It's literally the lowest grossing superhero movie in the last 20 years.
that is
That it's
bad.
confirmed.
That is very,
Yeah, yeah.
very bad.
126 million, the worst.
It's on demand already, by the way.
So, question for you guys: do you think James Gunn needs to pivot from what he's currently doing, or do you guys think that they should just get rid of him in its entirety? We know how you feel, Laz, where you've been kicking him out since Superman.
Since Superman.
But what do you think? What do you think, Jay?
So what I think that's going on right here, him picking such low level heroes, villains, whatever, it's because I believe they're trying to give him a chance to see what he can do with not such a big name of characters since they're flopping so badly. So it's like, okay, let's step down. Let's see what you can do with this and let's see where you can grow. And if you miss this, and then it's like, we got to kick you out. It's the end.
I can see that.
I see him with 1 foot in and 1 foot out right now. And I say this because Christopher Nolan has been very active on social media. I don't know if y'all follow him, but he's been super active with a lot of encrypted posts, you know, in regards to Batman, in regards to other characters like Aquaman. So it doesn't make sense to me that now they're doing this. They're giving them these smaller projects to work on. And then you have Christopher Nolan in the background kind of, you know, throwing out these encrypted posts that kind of implies that he may be coming back as a director.
Well, remember he still has the lanterns, right? We got to see if that's going to be a flop. And then he also has Clayface, which is the first horror film for DC,
which looked good, by the way.
Which both of them look good. The thing is, I want to see what suit we got for the lanterns. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope it's not that piece of shit that we had for Ryan Reynolds, and I hope it's nothing crazy. They just need to stick to the classic suit without it being so animated. Make a actual suit, bro. Y'all have the budget for it. Make the actual suit. Make it look presentable. Make it look like a lantern for real, and see where it goes from there. I just hope it's not no bullshit.
But that's what I mean. Like I told you guys, I feel like they're tossing him these little bones to see what he can do with it. Because, like I said, what we just mentioned here is not huge names, and the huge names we do here is him talking about it, him saying it, and him throwing it out there on the internet and shit. So it's like, hey guys, I still have interest in this, but you guys are giving me this. You understand? So it's like you don't know what's the situation behind the doors.
Well, and again, I know what we've said this time and time again with the DCU, and I feel like they're going through the same path. I just feel like they're just let's just throw projects out there and see what hits, versus there's no story behind that. There's no story. The MCU got lost for phase 4, I think it was, where they were kind of doing the same shit, where it's why there was the quality of the actual projects were so bad. It being Eternals, it being anything in reference to that timeline, right? With Brand New Day, I feel like Kevin Feige and his brother realized, all right, hold on, and he said it, we're not in a rush to make no projects. I feel like they try to give us so many projects in a year that they were just throwing shit out there, and now they realize, wait, we're not doing what made us successful. Let's slow it down. Let's take our time. Let's create a story again. It doesn't have to be in one movie. Where I saw this recently, and that made sense to me, where even if the movie didn't hit for you, the end credit or something hit for you where you were like, man, that's gonna tie in to the next movie.
That's
see
what I
what
was
I'm
gonna
saying?
tell you, Puti. It doesn't. So if it doesn't hit home for you, you know that one way or the other, it's gonna tie up to another movie, and that's why this person was there. With DC, I felt like what you was just saying. They threw everything at us, but they threw it so quick. Like we had a couple of superheroes movies, put them all together. You get Justice League. Now we got Justice League. Oh, now let's have them all get defeated by Batman. Oh, now Batman's defeat them now. So they threw all of that. I feel like they were trying to compete with the Avengers moment, and it didn't.
So they could have, they could have, but the thing is, they didn't create the movies to be in like a sequence where Aquaman's movie made sense with Wonder Woman's movie, and Wonder Woman's movie didn't make sense with Superman's movie. You see what I'm saying? Where the MCU Iron Man's movie at the end of it made sense with Captain America's movie, and Captain America's movie made sense with Thor. Even though the storyline was different, they gave you hints and pieces and breadcrumbs along the way where you're like,
of course.
Oh, this is why.
Of course,
this happened over here. Now it makes sense. See what I'm saying?
See,
like that's where they're missing it. I feel like the story is missing.
You go, Les.
Which, to your point, Jay, what you were talking about when they gave us Justice League, they put out a version of Justice League that did not make sense. The Zack Snyder edition of Justice League, which is very hard for a lot of people to watch because it's almost 4 hours, if not 4 hours. But the Zack Snyder version of Justice League actually gives you more information on the movie and how it all ended up to that point. It has so many scenes that were cut out that you're like, why would you put that dumbass scene in replacement of this one that gives you substance of the movie and why we're at this point? It was so weird to me.
Yep, that exactly. It's weird. But one thing that Marvel knows how to do, and I say this in a couple of videos already, that DC still haven't learned how to do, is Marvel will give you 2-3 movies, probably episodes of some characters, some heroes, and they hit different audiences of have you fall in love with this character for some type of reason. You understand? Like they'll drag you along like, oh, I like this character. Oh, this character now ends up, let's say, with the X-Men. Why is he in the X-Men now? See, they make it like a little chain. You fell in love with that character, but that character end up having you leak into this other movie because he appears there. With DC, they didn't give you that oh, I like this character for some type of reason, and now he's appearing here. No, it was all separate movies and throw them all together. So that's the thing.
I think that Hyro said something in a previous video about Guardians of the Galaxy. That was one of those situations where you fell in love. You got to know Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. And in that movie, the part 1, it was almost like once you got to part 2, it was like you knew them from way back because you had already done all your research now because you were that excited about the movie.
Of course. And it's characters that you didn't, like Cairo said, you did not know about these characters. And
unless if you read the comic books, you didn't know, had no idea who they were.
So it gives you a time and space to play with these characters because not a lot of people know them. Like, we loved Groot. And Groot has one line: "I am Groot." That's all he says the whole time. And there's a lot of people that loves Groot, and he has one line, and it's not even an amazing line.
We
And then
all
the
fell in
end.
love with Rocket in fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Where, let's be honest, we all fell in love with a raccoon, an animated raccoon.
But he's badass.
He's
badass.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
You were
though.
like, Rocket is dope as fuck.
In the
Yes.
first one, I thought he was super funny. I was like, man, this character is so dope. Was he
Bradley
important to
Cooper
me?
played an amazing voice actor.
Amazing. But when I seen his storyline, dude, I really fell in love with Rocket. I was like, damn.
Yes.
That's where it hit. Yeah.
Because what I told you, Marvel knows how to hit you at a certain point. This is why you like this character. You didn't. No one knew why we like this character. He's cool. He's awesome. But now you see his backstory. Oh, that's why he's like that. Oh, that's why he's so smart and he's so serious at the same time. And then he has his little jokes. They give you that. I'll do something in one movie, and I'm gonna give you a little bit something on a different movie, and this is why you love him. This is
and
why
I'll tell you,
suffered and shit
I'll
like
tell
that.
you, in transition to our next topic, I'll tell you exactly how crazy Marvel is up there above DC. That we were talking about DC for about, I don't know, 30 seconds, and now we've spent the past 2 minutes talking about Marvel.
Well, what got us to this topic, and we're gonna say it over and over again. I think we're all in agreement where Marvel gives you a storyline from point A to point B, where these boys over here are just trying to do point A, point D, point F, point M, point W. Well, let's see what hits versus tell me a story, bro. Tell me a story. And the big bad, we all knew Thanos was coming, didn't we? We all knew from the beginning, and we all waited and the build up, because they didn't show Thanos until Infinity Wars. All we got were glimpses of him in end credits,
which, by the way, were horrible.
Little hint here, which the CGI back then was trash, but little by little, you knew who was coming. You knew who was the big bad. You knew, all right, this is the guy that's coming to fuck shit up.
But even look what Marvel did to us. They gave us that movie, and he won. Why? There's not a lot of movies that have you come out that movie theaters confused, like what just happened, and is this? Are we gonna wait 4 to 5 years to see what happens? Like everybody came out the movie theater.
I came out the movie theater like, what the
confused, but
Which,
why? But it gave you, Marvel gave you that this happened. Now feel it. Now what? Now what we're gonna get?
They tried that with the Justice League, except instead, because at the end you seen when Apocalypse came out or whatnot, or not Apocalypse. What's this guy's name? Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting his name now. I'm drawing a blank. The fucking Thanos of DC.
Darkseid.
When Darkseid came out at the end, he literally said, we're going to go ready the ships. We're going back to the old ways. And then that's it. Here we are fucking, 5 years, 6 years later, and nothing came of that, bro. Like, I was super stoked to see Darkseid, bro. Like, that was like when when we were first anticipating Thanos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Put him in different movies and different clips. It doesn't have to be him in a big amount of time in any of the movies. But put him in every single movie where he comes in, he fucks something up or has one of his lackeys, like kind of like Thanos. Thanos had Loki as his Loki, Ronan the Destroyer. All of those villains were tied into Thanos. That's how you realize, oh, Thanos is controlling all these dudes. Do something like that. So what if you following them?
You know what I
copy each other.
You know what I feel they should do already? I feel that DC. What I feel is that we already know who are the main characters of DC. Everybody knows Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. I can go on and on, the top 5. I feel like what DC has to do right now is step away from them a little bit, give us these lower characters, have us build up a relationship with them, like I told you, having us excited. Like, let's see Cyborg's backstory. Let's see Beast's backstory. Let's start doing stuff like that. We can even do it in shows. You can do it in little movies. You understand? Have us build up for, let's say, if like an Avenger event would happen, there's where the big dogs step in because we know them already. Because right now, Marvel made sure you knew all of their B tier characters, A tier characters, because everyone knew already the S tiers. At putting us to know who's the A tiers and the B tiers made us leak into the, oh, this is Ant-Man. Oh, let's see what Ant-Man has to do with this. You understand? It built it up. Oh, now we have all these guys together trying to defeat this. DC can do the same thing. Have us fall in love with the lower B tiers, A tier characters, build them up, and then let's throw something together. I think that would be a good idea. Well, they have to already.
Yeah. So with that said, we're gonna jump right into the rumors of the MCU. All of this is rumors and speculations. None of this are well. There's one thing that's guaranteed, but for the most part, most of this are rumors. We're gonna start off with um the witches and that one dude that they showed. Go ahead and pull it up last for me. So these are the Laverian witches, and these are just speculations. We'll start off with the guy on top. They actually have three different theories on who that is. One being Doctor Strange. That's the one that's most common between everybody because of that little hole in the middle of his head. In Multiverse of Madness, he gains that third eye. So they're saying it could be him. They also said it can be Boris. Boris, just to give a little backstory on him, he is so Victor Von Doom's dad dies early in his life, and he kind of becomes like a father figure to him. He's like the most trusted person that Doctor Doom has. They're speculating it's him, but that's an older man, so I don't see that one being truthful. And then they also said it could be a Doombot. But what I would like to see, right, and this is just me putting fantasy out there, wouldn't it be cool for it to be like, or I'm not sure if he died, the actor for Doctor Doom in that previous movie, maybe being a variant of him in that mask, that would be fire. But I don't know if he passed away or not, to be honest. I think he did.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I would prefer Doctor Strange. I would
Well,
prefer
yeah,
Doctor
because
Strange
remember,
because I feel like he ties everything up and he fits perfect there. I don't know. It's just me talking.
Looking it up here, Hyro, because I think you're right. I think he did pass away.
yeah, I think he did. I think he did. I'm just talking on my ass. Well, either way, if it was down to it, if it was not that Victor Von Doom, then Doctor Strange, I think it is, because I think he has to siphon some of the actual magic out of these witches, to make him stronger.
But he's one of the
Um,
most powerful ones anyway. So
yep. So
Yeah.
Doctor Strange would be one of the stronger ones. Then we have the green one. The green one is well, now we're talking about the females. The green witch is they're talking about it could be Sylvie from Loki, the female version of Loki. They also mentioned that it might be Cynthia Von Doom, which is his mom.
okay.
So I don't know. I can see more it being Sylvie more than the mom, because let's
Yes,
be honest.
Cynthia would be weird. Like for him to have
Yeah,
his
yeah,
mom play a role like that, at least in the
yeah,
storyline, just weird.
definitely weird. And then we got the orange one being Scarlet Witch. That one is top tier. They said just because of the way she's posed and the way normally Scarlet Witch poses, it kind of gives off Scarlet Witch, which would be fire as fuck. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. That would make the storyline so much doper, right? Because she ended up being a villain and she ended up like closing herself in that tomb. Um, that he actually got her out of the tomb and made her be a villain. That would be dope. And then the purple one, they said it's gonna be Clea. So at the end of Multiverse of Madness, is the one with the purple robe that she kind of opens up the opens
Portal.
up that universe and kind of jumps in with Doctor Strange. I don't know, man. I'm
But
excited. The more I hear,
whatever they do, I want you to give me the best of the witches. I don't want them holding back. If you're gonna do something, do it right. Go big.
but they also said that that purple one might be Agatha, which she's a powerful witch too, which would be fire as fuck because she's actually the first teacher of Scarlet Witch in reference to magic and all that. She's the main villain in WandaVision. So, man, that would be fire too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That'd be dope. Um, I'm excited for it. We also have these rumors are fire. The next ones coming. They said that the Defenders and Punisher are rumored to be part of Secret Wars. It's actually that they play a big part in Secret Wars. The Defenders being Punisher, obviously Punisher, but Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. What do you guys think about that?
I'm excited about that, man. I mean, I really hope to see a little more from Iron Fist, right? I think the actor was great, man. I think the problem with that show was more so the production of it. It just seemed low budget, but I think that actor's still good to play Danny, and I think I think Marvel will do him just, bro. Bring him back and Punisher, man. We got to see him again because Punisher, dude, Punisher killed.
Yeah, I
Brand New Day, bro. Like he was really one of the top highlights in that movie.
Oh, of course.
We all know you love John Berthold, my brother. We all know.
I'm with Last.
Let me tell you something.
I'm excited too. He did kill the role. I think Daredevil has done enough to where he should be cameoed in these movies just like the other ones. Jessica Jones, obviously, she's not part of she no longer has her own show, neither does Luke Cage. But to me, those Netflix series were awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how they use them in Daredevil season 3 because they did say that it's going to be like a mini Defender series where all of them are in there. I'm excited to see Moon Knight in there. Hopefully he comes out in Secret Wars too. That would be fire too.
Shit.
I'm excited. If this rumor is true, man, it would be dope as fuck. I also heard between that as well, it's going to have 3 different tiers of heroes where it's going to be the OG heroes, the ones that are new that we know, and then heroes that we don't know. So I'm excited for that as well. With that said, they have Sacha Baron Cohen reportedly returning as Mephisto in Ghost Rider. So remember, he's the one. Remember, it depends which variant of Ghost Rider he plays, but they all sell their soul to Mephisto, and then that's how he becomes the Ghost Rider. And then the last one that I have up here, which I did it because I'm a Thor fanboy.
Lover. He's a Thor lover.
He talks about me
Thor
with
5.
John Bernthal.
Thor 5 is in the works. Is said to be darker after the backlash of Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's rumored to be called Thor Hercules, which we all know what that means. It's reported that Hercules is gonna come out Ares and Angela, which we all have played with Angela in Rivals. So
yeah.
But me and you were just talking about that, Jairo, that we have to bring Thor back strong and everything, and we were actually talking about, hey, like what villain will make him push the envelope, and we said it. We said Hercules, and like I said, have him fighting. If the movie is written like that, him fighting Hercules, I think that's gonna be an epic, like godlike fight.
Well, and they've also been rumoring bringing Thor into the MCU.
Rune King Thor.
It is long overdue. Especially
so it's
now
funny you say that. I was gonna report that with that allegedly after Secret Wars, because Doctor Doom's power comes off of a rune, and supposedly he keeps the rune, and that's how he becomes Rune King Thor.
That is interesting. A lot of good shit coming for the MCU, bro. DC.
I mean, if all these rumors are true, man, I'm excited. DC, I think that's going to be a part of the back burner for the rest of
Well, like I said,
2026, 2027.
DC just has to stop competing against Marvel. Do what they're good at. Focus on what they want to push.
What's
and
that?
They should,
Series?
but
They're going to have to go series for that.
that's what I'm telling you.
They just need to bring Christopher Nolan back, bro. That's it. Look at what he did with the Odyssey. Look at what he did with the previous Batmans. Why do we even get rid of that guy, bro? Pay that man what he wants. Give him the blank check. Let him do what he do best.
I mean, he is a beast. But we say that, but James Gunn did a very good job in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry to tell you.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, two's not my favorite, but Guardians 1 and Guardians 3, man, amazing movies.
But
amazing.
It's like me and you. What last you and me say? It's because he got his hands on a project that no one knew about, and it's hard to mess that up. Yes, it's hard to mess that up with characters that are already established. There's a big room to fuck up, and he made sure he fucked up.
Well, it is so much to fuck up, and I'm going to keep bringing this up because I think this is crazy, where Superman and Supergirl together, their whole theater career, did less than Spider-Man did in a weekend. In a weekend, which is crazy to say, bro.
I'm willing to bet, and I'll say this now, that they're going to end up scrapping Supergirl. She is not appearing in another Supergirl movie. Although they have confirmed that she was going to come out in part 2 of Superman, I guarantee you they're going to scrap that idea.
Well,
they don't want to associate that with any little bit of success that Superman has had, because it did have success. Superman wasn't a complete bust. A lot of people,
600 and something.
Yeah,
they made.
I
it was
liked
a good
it.
movie. You think they're gonna want to associate Supergirl with that? Hell no, bro. Stay away from that. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Let her be.
Well, they need to bring back the goody two shoes Supergirl. I keep saying this. With that being said, go ahead and follow, like, subscribe if you like this kind of content, and if you don't, you already know what time.
Pop in, burn it like this, ain't checking my wrist. Third is my shit.